Hello, welcome to Clarky's Cooking Hour. Thanks for joining me again this week. I'm inescapably bored with a massive, nervous, stuttering, shaky hangover. So, inspired by an episode of Red Dwarf, one entitled, I think, Thanks for the Memory, back in Series 2, I'm going to make, for the first time in my life, a triple-decker fried egg chili chutney sandwich.
I want a triple fried egg sandwich with chili sauce and chutney.
You what?
It's a state of the art, Sarnie.
It's the state of the floor I'm worried about.
So let's crack on, shall we? So first thing you need to know, this is going to be a full-on nationalist video here. I'm not fucking around today. I've got the old Superman t-shirt and I've got this pinny or apron, as you can see, with that lovely dried cork down below. That's not Charlie down at the bottom. I don't do that stuff. It's just a little bit of flour because I love making gravy back here. So, I forgot to turn the other camera on. Hold on a second. So, right, are we recording? Yes, we are recording. So, of course, the first thing you need is your ingredients by here. And what I've gone to the shop and get, very important to get big, thick white bread. Yeah, you don't want to be making a fried egg curry sandwich and using fucking wholemeal or sourdough or any of that stuff, just to defeat the point, doesn't it? So thick white bread. You got your fucking eggs there, like. I've got some sauce. I'm not going to tell you where I got that sauce from. I'm a bit of a naughty boy sometimes, a bit of a klepto. I've got some curry sauce here, some chutney, that goes in on top of the other stuff, and then some mild chili powder, some crushed chili flakes, and here's some fucking oil here. I've got some rapeseed oil. Check that out. I don't know what rapeseeds are, but it's better than olive oil, isn't it? And certainly much fattier. So you pour the oil, of course, in a pan beautifully like that. Now I'm going to cook about 4 or 5 motherfucking eggs because, well, I just loves the yolk, innit? Right, so I'm going to let this oil heat up by here. I've got it on number 4, so that's gas mark 4 or something like that. It's an IKEA induction hob. So I'm just going to let this oil heat lovely by here while I present for you. Also, yeah, what you need is fucking butter, right? And you've got to be having butter that's nice and soft out of the fridge for at least a couple of hours, because if you try with firm butter on the bread, especially soft white bread, you just end up, rather than a sandwich, with just like a buttery hole. And I'm now thinking of Last Tango in Paris, and if you're not, there's something wrong with you. So what we do first of all is you get the bread out and start preparing the bread. Oh yeah, start preparing the bread. So it's a triple decker, right? 3 pieces like that, safe as fuck. Now hopefully this bread's nice and soft enough to, let's have a look. Yeah, that's about the right level of softness. Tell you what though, it's got a bit of resistance to it, you know. So let's see how it goes. Now what I like to do is I like to have lots of purchase on the bread. So I take the 2 pieces off and I'm gonna, I could end up with a Marlon Brando situation here. So I'm just gonna let this warm up for a little bit on the bread so that I can spread it efficiently, yeah? There you go, it's gonna warm up nicely by there. So because the bread is because the butter is still a little bit firm, I'm gonna spread it very, very gingerly. I don't even know, how does that, ginger? What's like treating something lightly got to do with gingers? Don't get it. Is it a bit of an anti-ginger thing? Anyway, oil's heating up nicely by here, and the bread also has got a bit of butter on it now. Spread nice and gingerly on your first piece. Now, what I like to do with my fried eggs, what do the Yanks say? Sunny side up or whatever? I like to flip them around both sides so that all the yolk doesn't disappear. But I also like frying the fuckers on a nice low heat. And in my experience, that's the best way of getting a nice tidy egg like in it. So let's have a look at it. Also, I lost the ability to crack eggs efficiently a couple of years ago. I don't know why. So, along with peeling bananas and all, for some reason, cracking eggs and peeling bananas, I do it like a fucking cretin now. Now, what's absolutely crucial is that you don't get the eggs all over the place. Even if you've got the shapes like I got today. See, I'm fucking shitting at these days, but there you go. Eggs go in, and I'm going to put these on a nice low heat so that hopefully they can not burn the bottoms, you know. Well, there's nothing wrong with burning bottoms, if that's your thing, like. There you go, there's 3 of the bastards in here now. And egg number 4. And triple decker, 4 eggs, that should do us lovely now. Okay, so here we go. Also, what I like to do on my eggs is I like to put a bit of salt on them, just that brings out the flavour in the food. Do you know what I mean? Brings out a little bit of pepper or two just to give it a nice flavour. Now, also what I like to do is I like to jump start the heating process by just turning it up. Just for a couple of wee seconds, and it gets hot as fuck in there like, and then when it gets hot as fuck in there like, you can turn it down for a bit, and that's when you get your nice soft fried eggs. Also, this butter's heating up lovely by here, ready for when I put it on the bread in a minute. And also what you can do, now this one piece of bread is buttered by here, is you can start putting your sauces on it. So, this is the bottom layer, and I'm going to have a little bit of curry sauce on this bottom layer like that. Fucking get in there like. So there's your first bit of bread. And I'm now going to mush up this bread with my fingers a little bit. I've got loads of hand cleanser. Although I'm on a bog roll, so I have kind of touched my bum today with the shower head. I've washed it since, honest. And I'm now going to mush up all this butter to wet up the fucking bread like. And now as you can hear, the eggs are starting to bubble loud. So I'm going to turn the heat right fucking down to number 1. And on the top of this, I'm going to put the fucking lid like that, like. And the, oh fuck. And the fucking lid like that, like, is just going to really help to cook the eggs on the top and all, so they're not too runny and they go all down my front. So I'm now buttering the second piece of bread. And this butter, yeah, it's fucking softened up lovely there now, like. So this was described in the episode of Red Dwarf as like a mixture of food and bowel surgery, and I'm intrigued to see how that works out. So on the second layer, bottom layer, I've got curry sauce and butter of course, and on the second layer I've got your fucking chutney like. Oh, that's a satisfying click on it. So, oh shit, see, I've got the shakes and everything. Here's the fucking chutney by here like, and I'm going to put the chutney on layer number 2. Oh, have a drop of that. This is red onion chutney, this is. So I think that is going to go absolutely lovely on the second layer. And also, as this butter's got nice and soft here, I'm putting a little bit of fucking butter on the side like. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick in a moment, what I do with when I cook my eggs specifically for sandwiches. Because you know, when you eat eggy sandwich, like that scene in the Withnell, you just bite into the yolk, you have one lush bite, and then you've got a fucking bit of crust left and yolk all down your front and all in your nashes, haven't you? So what I'm going to show you is a nice little technique to spread the yolk evenly around the sandwich so you still get some satisfaction out of it. And don't feel left out, I know, but this is only for the end part when I'm going to come and eat the sandwich after I've cooked the fucker. Oh, those are fucking lovely now and there, like. So I'm going to get this now. Is this a fish slice separator? I don't know what it's called. And I'm going to start separating the eggs. Now, I like to cut my eggs in my sandwiches, pardon me, in a triangle shape, you know? Just find it's a bit more of a novelty. Reminds me of being a kid. So I'm going to cut my sandwiches in a triangle shape, and hence I'm cutting my eggs also in a triangle shape. Let's see how this fucking works. Now I'm going to turn the heat up just a wee bit, because you don't want the yolk too runny. That's another key to making a successful egg sarnie. If it's too runny, it's not satisfying. It's like picking the bones out of a fish, you know, it's just boring. You don't want to add them in your sandwich, you want to eat the fucker, right? So you want that yolk just soft enough so that you can bite it without it shooting all over the place. I'm good at doing this. So you've got your curry, you've got your chutney. Now in a minute those are going to be ready for the eggs to go in. And I've got a special, what's it called? Pièce de résistance ready for when the eggs go in the fucking sandwich like. Alright, so let's turn that up a little bit. That one, see there, you can just start to see it go nice and hard at the bottom. So I think this one is going to be ready. So I'm going to start off by, that's it, just putting the egg in the sandwich there. So, as you might be able to see, the trick, and it's an absolutely ingenious move, into not having the egg on the periphery of your sandwich is to put 2 fucking eggs in it. Do you know what I mean? Simple, eh? Double the protein, double the buzz. Wang up the heat in there now. Now, pièce de résistance, the coup de grace, whatever you call it, crushed fucking chilies. Oh, crushed chilies on the eggs. That's what they say in the slimming world. The moment on the lips, about 15 minutes on your ring piece. Oh, have a drop of this, Jeff. 2 motherfucking eggs in there. Oh. You're also going to be left with lots of spare egg whites if you want your sandwich to be a proper success. So, chili curry, as you can now see, I've got 1 layer of sandwich there with a bit of butter on the side, the Marlon Brandoism. Now, hot chili sauce. Oh, listen to those eggs, fucking, oh, look at that. Coming all over the bread there. Oh, check that out. So I'm now going to flip this onto the sandwich just temporarily to transfer a lot of that curry onto the other piece of bread. Can you see now? Lovely little Rorschach test there. And I think a bit more chili perhaps on this bit. Oh. And a bit more chili there. Oh, these fucking, now these are ready to go in my bad boy sandwich. You've got 1 egg there, and you've got 1 egg there. Now, they're not too hard and they're not too soft. And what that touch means essentially is that yolk is able to go all over the place, yet I still get to enjoy the motherfucking sandwich. So let's turn the heating off here. Okay, a bit more chili there, a bit of curry on top perhaps. Oh. Now, the time has come to cut the fucker. Now I must confess, this is not exactly my forte, and I'm not going to get a dirty knife, but you know, it's only had my food on it, so. Right, I'm now going to cut. I can see the yolk starting to come out of the side there now already. This is the perfect moment to cut the bastard. So as you're going to see now, I'm going to cut it diagonally across there like that. In fact, I can turn that off. I can cut it right in front of you. This is lucky for you, isn't it? Now look at this bad boy here. So you've got it cutting successfully, stab it in the middle. Stab it in the middle, that gives you the purchase then to cut through the rest of the sarnie. And this doesn't just go for fried egg sarnies, this goes for anything. Ham, cheese, fucking fish like. Look at that, cut across the middle with absolutely no disrespect shown to the sarnie whatsoever. The integrity, the structural integrity of the meal is still intact, and I'm now ready to eat the bastard. So let's go over here. So, yeah, as they say in Red Dwarf, a triple-decker fried egg chili chutney sandwich. Have a drop of that, fuck me.
I feel like I'm having a baby.
Mmm. Fucking lush like.
It's good, isn't it?
It's incredible. Where did you get the recipe from?
I can't remember. I think it was a book on bacteriological warfare.